So many things away.
Actually, could you turn the light up to see how high we can get? Yeah, awesome. All right. Hey guys, this is Stu Fleischman here at Soundgarden Hall Philly. We are here with the striking Viking himself, Mr. Orjan Nilsen. Orjan, welcome back to Philly.
Thank you very much.
And this is a post-show, which is kind of rare for me. An awesome set here in Philly. Now, you just rolled in from New York, where you had your debut with Pasha, and I know that it was planned for a few months back. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was during the Winter Music Conference in Miami. We had loads of gigs, and we figured, okay, so we have a gig at Pasha on a Saturday. Unfortunately, the weather gods were not on our side, and the thunderstorms took over, and in fact, got so much to win, there was no way I could make the gig. So this was sort of a makeup date for that gig that we didn't go to. And it became on a Thursday. It was still good. I was actually surprised. I have to admit, I was a bit nervous. We're going in on Thursday. Doesn't matter where you are, Thursdays are good.
Right, yeah.
I was so surprised. There was loads of people and everybody was just jumping like it was every other Sunday. It was awesome.
And like you're so like, you know, interacting with fans, that, you know, you clearly have a lot of love for you know, your fans. I know last night you had a little event, meet and greet in New York. Was that cool to get to interact with some of your New York?
It's fantastic, actually. A meet and greet, no matter where you are, is always fantastic when you do it like the way we plan to do it. It's basically random bar, doesn't matter where. If somebody says we can have it here, that's awesome because it's more personal. It makes you connect with your fans more than just a quick picture and a handshake after a gig or before a gig. So it's a way to let them know you a little bit, not just like the guy you have one picture with and you said hi once.
Yeah.
So it's more intimate. It's a better way to connect. Cool.
Now, just a few days ago, or maybe a week ago, you released the Drop EP. Tell us a little bit about that and the tracks you chose to release next. I know you've got a lot of tracks you're always producing. So how do you go about choosing, you know, crafting that one?
The Drop EP is basically an EP because of shortage of time and there was no way we could schedule in 3 singles. I had a couple of tracks from last year which I made, like this track that was on my album. It was, we thought, okay, I wanted it as a single, just to kind of transfer it. Paso is an idea I've played for a long time. I kind of stopped playing it now for a bit because I played it for a long time. And then I made another track. Actually, that's my manager who named that track.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because just before I sent it in, I was supposed to play both in Sao Paulo and Buenos Aires, and he has that kind of
right, yeah.
So, and he was like, yeah, that's kind of what you call the people of certain places, Sao Paulo, Rio. Yeah. So I crafted like most of these tracks through time. Like Karaoke was a track I made just after Christmas. Actually early January this year. And but it wasn't finished until I left home. Like 3 weeks later. So basically it's a bit of old, it's a bit of newer stuff, and then it's
nice. Awesome. Now you clearly had a very busy summer and we're kind of toward the end, we're approaching fall. What are some of the highlights of you know, of the past summer of touring, you know?
Well, there's so many things. This summer has been absolutely mind-blowing because there's been so many gigs every weekend, everywhere in Europe and in the US and South America. It's been hectic, but my God, something I will never forget. Of course, playing Trance and Ushuaia was special. EDC, New York and EDC Vegas, both fantastic. I have to say, I do have a special place in my heart for Tomorrowland. Always had. And I love the guys who makes it. I love the whole setting of it. It's just something special. There's so many places. And obviously going back to Buenos Aires and playing Sao Paulo again, that was really awesome. So I got so many good memories from this one.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty awesome. Now you come from a really musical family, from what I read. Was that like growing up just a big part of your life? And you know, I know that you wanted to be involved in music from a very, very young age. Tell me a little bit about like growing up in that family. What were you guys listening to? What kind of, you know?
Well, that's the fun part because I grew up in a family where everybody was completely into music. I mean, it was my mom my dad and my brother. My brother was more into the heavy metal of the 80s, and he played drums. He was really good at playing drums. My father played drums as well, and he sang, but that was more like the 50s, 60s kind of music, 70s as well. So basically, I had an influence of music from the 50s to the 80s, and then I started with the 90s music.
Okay.
So basically, I have 70 years of musical history. Well,
That's a lot of influence. You get a lot of different.
Definitely.
I think you can feel it in your sound. You know, you certainly seem to like pull a lot of different sounds together.
there are so many tricks from the old kind of styles. Actually, you can just implement it in new stuff if you do it right. So it's like if you have some knowledge of older tracks, even pop tracks from the 80s as well. I mean, some of them were really powerful. Some of them had some really cool effects. So it's something if you grow up like this, I think you're already gonna, you automatically will pick musical career.
Cool. Now, over your career, you dropped certain tracks under a couple different aliases. One, like DJ Governor, was a big one early on, but even recently, you've had some tracks on that. When you go into the studio, what prompts you to think about using an alias versus what sort of
The feeling you get.
yeah.
It's the feeling you get.
Okay.
It's basically when I made Shades of Grey, DJ Governor. That was a track where I was sitting down, and it was supposed to be an Orjan Nilsen track. But when I made the melody, I was like, no, I have the same sense of feeling I had when I made Ripples. Basically, it was kind of a special feeling as well. So I thought, no, this is definitely a go track. It's something that happens. But I figured out that there's no use for me having monikers anymore or aliases. It's better to show people that no matter what kind of style it is, you can always use them now.
Cool. Yeah, I know. I read something you posted on Facebook a little bit about like your style and and that. And you sort of mentioned, I think someone talked about, at least I think you responded, just being yourself.
Yeah.
That you're yourself. So that's pretty cool. Now, one of the tracks you dropped tonight that I think was like the hugest track I heard in Miami as well was Fair Game. I didn't know what it was. It took a while because Cosmic Gate, was playing. You were playing. I caught both of you a few times, and then it was released on their album.
Yeah.
What's it like working with Nick and Bossy? On a track. I'm sure you've known them for a long time now.
I've known them for a few years right now, and they're always fantastic. And both Nick and Bossy are cool people. It was just a spur of the moment kind of thing, and we thought, okay, we have to make a track together because I like more stuff, you like my stuff, so let's do this. And it's basically. They sent me an idea. I listened to that and I thought, okay, because of that idea, I got a new idea. And then just rolled.
Was it a lot of sending tracks back and forth when you're on the road?
We actually didn't have time for that. So basically, I took care of most of this one, but we already have a plan for them to take care of the next one as well. Because, so it's I'm going to send them an idea, and then probably the same thing will happen in their studio. So that's the cool part of it. It's just like. If I send them this tiny idea, I'm sure that would spark something with them.
Cool. Now, another track that you dropped tonight that I love is Hurricane with Christina, and she's been like dropping bombs all over me. What was it like working with her? How did you get in touch with her? And
well, actually, this one there was this sort of like a camp for vocalists in Amsterdam, and one of the demos that came out was Hurricane. And I listened to that, and I'm like, this is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the vocals are amazing. So I thought, okay, this could use maybe an Orjan Nilsen. So I just asked them if I can use that.
Okay.
And so basically, I took her demo and made it my own. So it's her voice is so angelic, just like I can already tell. There's no auto-tune, there's no melodyne or anything on her voice. That's her voice.
Yeah.
This is the player on that piece.
That's very sweet. Now, it's been about a year since you launched your In My Opinion label. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you worked with the fellow countryman
Fingerling, yes.
On that. Tell us a little bit about what you're working on with that.
Oh, we got so many people sending fantastic tracks. We have A couple of guys from Holland, David Piel and Dieter Tristan, they're absolutely amazing. They're really good. Skytech is doing some good stuff with Drift Moon, so there might be something there as well. There's so many good artists out there.
I heard a preview with Noah. That
he is absolutely fantastic. Let's put it like this: we've already signed with this guy.
Oh yeah.
But that's going to be quite some time. I can't. I mean, we just signed once.
Awesome. Now, tell me, like, I mean, obviously at this point you've been producing for quite some time, and like, tell me like about. What would you say in terms of the progression, the growth of your sound from the early days to today? Do you feel like new things influence you now than they did before, or do you blend in different styles of what you hear? How do you keep your sound fresh?
That's the question, isn't it? I really actually don't know. I just sit down in the studio and something happens. Whether it's like a big drop or just a big melody, you never know. All I know is that I always try to listen to how tracks are made. If there's some new artist, I think, wow, this sounds really awesome. I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, so this is something that I try to take advantage of. It's like the fact that somebody figured out an idea and you're like, okay, so from this, I'll evolve my own idea. And it's always good to take influences from everybody and from no matter what genre. So it's like, I've heard a lot of good deep house tracks, like everybody knows Oliver Heldens right now, he's doing great. I mean, his tracks are, the fun part is, I think they're kind of based on 90s kind of music. It's like, he's just brought that back with a new, fresh 2014 touch. So it's sort of the same thing I like to do as well, is take something old and make it new.
Awesome. Okay, well now, taking that stuff, actually, my last question I have for you is like, I feel like lately in the past year, there've been a lot of like remixes of classic tracks. You know, there was Satellite by Elon Bluestone remixed of the Above and Beyond the classic. Rank One did a new version of Airwave 2014, and Adagio. You played the original Adagio night or the Marxist?
Today I played the Mark Sixma one, but I have to admit I still prefer the original one.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, are you more like, because I know you like to bring a lot of fresh sounds and new, but like, do you sometimes, if you hear a track, you're like, oh, you know what, I rather the original. Is it?
I played the original Dodger Strings track quite a few times. Actually, I think the first time I played it was in Sao Paulo. I still Trance 600. I ended with that track. It's the Tiesto that in the strings, and I was like, yeah, the only thing I did, I pumped up the volume a little, pumped a little more master on. That's all I did.
Cool. All right, well, Orjan Nilsen, thank you very much for joining us. Again, Stu Fleshman's here at Soundgarden Hall. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot, Stu.
My pleasure, man.
Appreciate it.
No worries.
Hopefully my battery didn't totally kick out. Is it,
Nope.
It recorded? Really?
Yep.
Awesome. I did switch out batteries halfway through the night.